AutoCAD Map 3D flood analysis using the overlay tools. My name is Neil Nemec, and I'm an infrastructure technical specialist. So let's take a look at how we can do some flood analysis within our Map 3D environment. Using FDO, I'm going to pull in some data sets here, and in this case, I'm going to be pulling in some parcel information as well as a flood zone boundary. All right, and we're just going to change the draw order here quickly, change some stylization. In this case, a flood zone probably should be blue. And I'm going to add some transparency to this as well so we can see the underlying parcels. Okay, so now let's go ahead and just zoom into an area here so we can describe this issue a little more. Here we can see the flood zone, we can see the underlying parcels. Obviously, the flood will impact some of these parcels. What parcels, we don't know yet. By how much, we don't know either. But we can determine that with the overlay tools in Map 3D. So my source layer is going to be my parcels, my overlay is going to be my flood zone, and I'm going to choose the intersect operation. And the intersect operation is basically going to create a new geometry that is going to be just the area that's coincident between the two layers, and it's going to combine the attributes or the records within those two layers as well. Go ahead and take the default settings and tolerances. Go ahead and click OK and perform the overlay operation. All right, so the area now that's brown is actually the area that's coincident. It's both the flood zone area and the parcels. Now, if I look at the parcels here, we can see all the attributes. We can see the area column there. That was the original area of the parcel. Remember, it just copies in the attributes. It did not go ahead and change that. But we can go ahead and find out what the new area is by creating a calculation. So here, let's go ahead and we're going to call this our flooded underscore area. And I'm going to use the geometry of the new parcel. And let's just go ahead and validate. Everything is good in terms of the syntax. Click OK. So now if I go back into my data table and look at the attributes, all the way on the right-hand side, there's our original area. We have our new calculated field, the flooded area. So I've got the original area, and I've got the new calculated area that's been impacted by the flood. All right. So here we can get an idea of the impact of that. Let's take this, though, another step further. Let's go ahead and create the percent of the area that has been affected by the flood for each parcel. So I'm going to create another calculated field. We'll call this percent underscore flooded. And now I've got the properties that I need here. In this case, I'm going to use that calculated field, flooded area, and I'm going to choose the original property of the parcel, in this case, area. Check to make sure that our syntax is okay. Actually, before we do that, it's a percentage. Let's multiply this by 100. Remember our third grade math here. And I'm also going to use a function here, in this case, rounding, because I only want 3 decimal places represented within my percentage. Now we'll validate it. It is good. Go ahead and click OK. Click OK again. And now when we look at the data table, we'll see the flooded area and the percent flooded. So now we've been able to quantify exactly what has been impacted, what parcels, but also by how much. We've quantified that information. Well, now we could create maybe a thematic layer based on that column percent flooded and represent it that way. Very powerful tools in 2010 for spatial analysis.